Don't do that. But can we start again?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down art picks for the biggest behind-the-scenes scandals and controversies that severely affected the aura of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
You feel responsible?
Number 10, the firing of Victoria Alonso. Since the MCU's inception with 2008's Iron Man, Alonso has worked in various capacities in the franchise.
I have a couple of different jobs. I'm also the executive vice president of physical production at Marvel. So we do a little bit of the studio job, a little bit of the producer job, and everything else in between.
This led to her getting the prestigious role of president of physical production, post-production, VFX, and animation. However, in 2023, she was suddenly fired by Marvel for a breach of contract for promoting her work on Argentina 1985. Reports soon came out that Alonso was responsible for the toxic work environment in the VFX department. Yet there was also contradictory reports stating that she was professional and was being used as a scapegoat by management. Alonso claimed the real reason for her dismissal was due to speaking out against Marvel's lack of LGBTQIA+ representation.
We have 6,000 characters in our library. We have many, many stories to tell.
Oh, I know you do.
Many stories to tell.
She considered a lawsuit against the company, but a settlement was quickly agreed. Number 9, Inhumans. When 21st Century Fox had the film rights to the X-Men, one of Marvel's most popular franchises, the company decided they couldn't let a rival earn from it.
Traverse the rigid security.
So, Marvel instigated a company-wide plan to replace the mutants with the Inhumans. After benching the X-Men in the comics, the MCU released the live-action TV show Inhumans in 2017.
We do nothing. We wait.
We do nothing. Brother, that's your strategy for everything.
Well, here we go again.
And it was a disaster. Fans and critics tore the show apart, with the small budget and confusing story being the main concern. The lack of enthusiasm caused the CEO of IMAX, which showcased the first episode, to comment that the underwhelming box office incoming was disappointing. As one of the MCU's major first creative fails, the show was canceled in 2018 with little fanfare.
You saved the Inhumans. We traded one danger for another.
Number 8, the lackluster first LGBTQ+ character. Representation is important, giving the audience a chance to see characters they can relate to. As such, for years, fans had been calling for LGBTQ+ representation in the MCU films.
Home. My mom's.
Beyond slight nods and reports of cut scenes that pointed towards this, there was nothing. Well, in the lead up to 2019's Avengers Endgame, director Joe and Anthony Russo stated that would change with the introduction of the first openly LGBTQ+ character.
Hopefully we achieved it in a way that will be exciting and satisfying to audiences.
Yet when it happened, it was underwhelmingly as Joe played a gay man in a support group for those struggling with the loss of half the universe. Some fans were frustrated that the role was played by a director who's straight, rather than bringing in an actor involved in the LGBTQ+ community.
What did you talk about?
Same old crap, you know, things have changed, and my job, his job, how much we miss the Mets.
Number 7, directors out. It's not a great look when a director departs a franchise, but several is a completely different matter. Joe Johnston was one such casualty of the MCU.
So we were able to convince Marvel, which at the time was still a comic book company.
Yeah.
And they looked at the films as advertising for the comic books.
Wow.
But they had a level of control that was sometimes difficult to get around.
After directing Captain America: The First Avenger, he spoke in interviews about wanting to bring in the Winter Soldier for the sequel. Instead, he was gone, replaced with the Russos, and his Bucky dream was taken. In 2011, Patty Jenkins left the Thor sequel, later stating her desire to not be blamed for a bad script was a major factor.
Do it for you because you believe in the movie, and whether you succeed or you fail, at least it was something you believed in. Whereas if you find yourself making something you never believed in, like, who cares? You succeed at something you never believed in? Like, how hollow is that?
After working on the idea for years, in 2014, Edgar Wright quit Ant-Man over creative differences. Then, after success with 2016's Doctor Strange, Scott Derrickson dropped out of the sequel, also claiming creative differences.
It was still a process of me discovering what about that material really mattered to me, or what it was about that material that spoke to me.
Number 6, the Terrence Howard debacle. 2008's Iron Man will go down as one of the most important films in cinema for being the launching pad for the MCU.
Next time, baby.
Yet for its sequel, a scandal erupted when James Rhodes looked vastly different as Don Cheadle replaced Howard in the role. Reportedly, despite having already signed a 3-film deal, Marvel approached Howard with an offer that would pay less and give him a reduced role.
And they called my agent, Charles King, he was at William Morris at the time. And they said, yeah, we want Terrence, but we want to come back for $1 million instead of the $8 million that we had agreed to. And my agent had an emotional reaction to a business decision, and he said, F you, and hung up the phone.
There were also reports that Howard was difficult on set and clashed with director Jon Favreau. The Oscar-nominated actor accused Robert Downey Jr. of being behind Howard's wages dropping by an eighth as Marvel gave him all the cash, which Downey denied. Howard also claimed he helped Downey get the Tony Stark role, which Marvel disputed.
So I called Avi Arad immediately. He was the producer on it, and I'm like, Avi, I hear Robert wants to come in, but you guys won't even let him audition. He's like, no, we can't bond him.
Number 5, the Pietro spoiler. For episode 5 of WandaVision, fans were set to be in for a surprise.
Wanda, who is this?
Well, unless you followed Spanish voiceover artist Rodri Martin on social media, that is. The actor had worked for a Spanish dub of Fox's X-Men films in the role of Evan Peters' Quicksilver. So before the episode dropped, Martin celebrated on social media that he was reprising his role as Peters' Quicksilver, completely giving away the apparent reveal.
Long lost bro get to squeeze his stinking sister to death or what?
While he tried to do damage control by deleting his account, word had gotten back to Marvel. The company soon fired Martin from the role and had Manuel Gamino step in as Spanish Pietro Maximoff for the series.
She recast Pietro?
Number 4, the firing of James Gunn. With 2 successful MCU films under his belt with 2014's Guardians of the Galaxy and its 2017 sequel, Gunn was one of Marvel's prized assets.
It's weird, we've got a sovereign fleet approaching from the rear.
Why would they do that?
Probably because Rocket stole some of their batteries.
Dude!
Right. He didn't steal some of those. I don't know why they're after us. What a mystery this is.
However, in 2018, just before he was set to begin production on the 3rd installment, his social media history was discovered. From 2008 to 2012, Gunn had made several bad jokes about controversial subjects. With an itchy trigger finger, Disney fired the director quickly as he released a public apology.
The messages were posted more than 7 years ago, but Disney says they have ended their relationship with Gunn. The director was back on Twitter today where he apologized for what he had written.
This decision received a lot of backlash, even causing fans to create a petition that received thousands of signatures. Gunn, on the other hand, signed on for DC's The Suicide Squad. Marvel reinstated Gunn to finish his trilogy before he departed to be the co-CEO of DC Studios.
I love that about it. I love that we get to create true world building in DC. It isn't just we're throwing some superheroes on Earth.
Yeah.
Number 3, the Marvels flop. When the Marvels dropped in 2023, the response was devastating.
So sorry about earlier.
Some critics saw it as a prime example of the Juggernaut franchise's decline. Fans also agreed with their money. With a gross production budget of $374 million, the box office only brought in $206 million. Thanks to marketing costs, this meant the movie cost Marvel an estimated $237 million. Disney CEO Bob Iger threw director Nia DaCosta under the bus, claiming there was a lack of supervision during COVID-19, causing outrage among her supporters.
There was people that needed me.
We needed you, Carol.
Another major factor that's been pointed to is Marvel oversaturating the market with content. With several films per year and Disney Plus giving them a platform for TV shows, arguably, the audience is tired, which is something Iger has also been concerned about.
Not only did they increase their movie output, but they ended up making a number of television series. And frankly, it diluted focus and attention. And I think you're seeing that is, I think, more the cause than anything else.
Number 2, AI Secret Invasion. The Secret Invasion comic story is one of the most well-known Marvel tales. So when a TV show with the same name and similar concept was announced for 2023, fans were excited.
What the hell are you doing here?
I'm chasing him.
he's one of you.
Nah, he's one of them.
But when the opening sequence came on, that changed when people discovered it had been made with generative artificial intelligence. Industry professionals quickly condemned its use. Method Studios, who made the sequence for Marvel, claimed AI was used as a tool and no artist lost work.
Dude, I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, just keep me informed.
With Iger stating his admiration of AI, it's no surprise this isn't the first time Marvel has caused controversy with the technology. During the 2023 SAG-AFTRA strike, background actors from WandaVision stated they were scanned for AI use without complete consent, essentially making their future work redundant.
A lot of actors have expressed concerns, especially background actors, about having their bodies 3D scanned and having those scans be used and manipulated by artificial intelligence to fill out the backgrounds of scenes and essentially replace them as a workforce.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Jonathan Majors. 2023 was a year of ups and downs for Majors. Firstly, after popping up in Loki, he debuted in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania as Kang the Conqueror and was set to be the MCU successor to Thanos as its big bad.
What's coming?
Me. A lot of me.
Then, months later, Majors was arrested for assaulting and harassing his partner. In 2024, after being found guilty on several accounts, he was sentenced to probation and had to complete a 52-week domestic violence intervention program. This fiasco saw Marvel, as well as his management and PR teams, drop Majors.
It's like the world stopped. You know, it's like you work so hard for things, and then, you know, it's done, you know?
The MCU, now having to change their years-long plan, went back to the nostalgia well by casting Downey as Doctor Doom for Avengers Doomsday, bringing a mixed reaction from fans.
What can I tell you? I like playing complicated characters.
Are there any major MCU disasters that we missed? Let us know in the comments down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Watch Mojo videos.
This is probably the tip of the iceberg, not just for the Walt Disney Company, but for every single major Hollywood studio.